Flavia, you have a compromise that you can offer between these two. Is it possible for Mr. Owaisi, Mr. Sushil Modi to sit across a table, look at the laws as they exist, both in Islam and in and at the moment in the Hindu Succession Act adoption, and look for best practices? How difficult is that? Is that desirable? Is it necessary?
The problem here is my.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the problem here is two things. One is all laws have to be gender just. Secondly, whether they should be uniform. According to me, they need not be uniform. Uniform does not mean gender justice. Now here, each law is gender unjust in different ways. Each personal law. Mr. Owaisi has mentioned some of them. Mr. Modi has mentioned some of them. In fact, Mr. Owaisi has mentioned about Hindu law. And Mr. Modi mentioned about Muslim law, where they are gender unjust. Now, how do we resolve it? The question is not whether we need a uniform civil code. Why we need a uniform civil code? And what does it hope to achieve? If it's not BJP agenda, then what is it? What is the need? If it is gender justice is the aim, then we need not touch the uniform civil code debate at all. We have to straight away address the issue of gender injustice. Now, how this is to be...
Give me an example. Give me an example of a law which you believe can be tackled come tomorrow. Which is a law which you believe is gender
for instance,
unjust?
Christian personal law, which was not always gender just. But over a period of time, the Christian women have struggled and made the law more gender just than it was. And today, if you see, there are no issues there, whether it is succession, whether it is marriage, whatever, registration, age of marriage, all of them are there in the Christian law. Now you can say Christian is a small community and reform within them is possible. But so is possible under Hindu law, so is possible under Muslim law. Now for instance, for Muslim law, rather what the point Mr. Owaisi said is very correct. I had done a study, published an article, Hindu men and monogamy. Now what happens if a second wife goes to court for maintenance? The court say only Saptapati was not done, so there is no marriage. And Mr. Owaisi didn't want to use that word, but what the Supreme Court labels her as a concubine. And she is devoid of all her rights. All her children are made illegitimate. And this is the state of affairs for Hindus. And we think that is great state of affairs. Because I'm a lawyer, I'm practicing, and we have a whole organization. And when the woman comes to you, Hindu woman comes to you, and she's the second wife, we don't know how to help her. So now in such a case, for Hindus to say Muslim, point out and say Muslim law is bad, according to me, it shows a majoritarian agenda. It does not show the commitment to gender justice. So there are lots of things within each personal law. And according to me, reform from within is the best strategy. Rather than imposing, whether BJP imposing, anybody else imposing from above a law that every community of women, and there are a lot of Muslim women taking the initiative as well.
But ma'am, in a patriarchal society dominated by men like Mr. Owaisi, how...
Rajdeep, Brahmins like you also.
Sorry?
Brahmins like you also.
Yeah, okay.
No, you should, Rajdeep, understand, dominated by Mr. Owaisi, I'm the ruling party. Huh?
I'm saying we are all patriarchs. We are all patriarchs.
Yeah, so why don't you start with, are you afraid to name the Prime Minister Narendra Modi?
No,
Say him, start from Narendra Modi, then Sushil Modi, then Owaisi.
My limited
What is
point,
stopping you from naming
my
it?
limited
Come on.
point,
No,
just a minute.
every time,
Flavia,
I will not allow you to create a stereotype image of myself. I will not do, you cannot do that, sitting on a live channel.
Sir, can I just complete?
No, Rajdeep, don't do that.
No,
Rajdeep, you don't know anything about Islamic law. That is what I'm saying. You should read about it.
No, sir, 1 minute. I asked you a limited question based on what Flavia just said, which is that every community must initiate reform. That would be the best way forward.
Yes.
In the 1950s, Hindu society went through a very deep debate, eventually ended up in the Hindu court.
Excuse me. I am stopping you because Dayabaga Mitakshara school of thought exception has been taken care of in that. In the form of exceptions. You have created a Hindu law and given all exceptions for customs. Now what is law, what is custom? Please tell me. Now you talk about distribution of property, Mr. Wood talks about. Will this government take away the right of will? Please tell us now. In Muslim law, tomorrow if I decide to give a property to my daughter or son, I cannot give beyond 1/3. Here you have a law, I can give every inch of my property or send to my son or my daughter. Will you stop that? No, these are questions which the government will
these are
answer.
very valid questions.
No, these are not. This is the reality. This is the reality which the government is running away from.